Blessed day to you. I'm Laura, Christian OT, sensory health coach, just doing a few examples to give you something positive to do during the day that is really good for your body, really good for your sensory health. So what we are looking at today is tugging. So go tug, pushing, pulling, all fantastic for those proprioceptors, body awareness, all over our body, so you get more coordinated, you're more self-regulated, you're more in control and feel calm and good, and life feels so much better because your body feels so much better and your mind therefore feels so much better. And spiritually, as we pray into things, then mind, body, soul, spirit, all are in the right place. So tugging, the first one is an indoor tug of war. Nothing new about this one, but just an example for you today. If you have a thicker rope, obviously it's easier for hands to grip onto and to be able to put the full force around. The thinner you get, the harder it is, but it's also really good for developing fine muscle strength too. And then if you have string, well, goodness me, you just need to, that's really good for your fine finger muscle coordination as you pull on that. But just make sure that you don't get yourself burn marks if you do choose to try a bit of string. We'll come back to a string. So, bit of indoor tug of war. Stay safe. Please don't clonk into anything that may hurt you. Take it out in the garden. Have a bit of fun with that. If you're not so much into the tug of war, what you might be up to is a bit of furniture removal. And today is the day, now is the time to rearrange the furniture in the house. Just go for something completely mad, completely different for once, to give you a good push and a pull. And ideally, when you're doing it, if you're not going to scratch the floor or anything else, you can tie your rope, tie your belt, tie your dressing gown belt, tie a scarf around a piece of furniture and then pull it. Or you can just do this up and down the hall. So it literally is just wrapping. You can do this with your, like a wash basket, or if you've got a chair or whatever, and you hand over hand. This is a really lovely way. Either you can just pull because it's good for your muscles just to be pulling, or if you can try and do hand over hand, it takes more coordination to do that and to pull it towards you. And then you can get on your knees or your hands and then just push everything back to where it came from. You can time yourself if it's safe to see which bits of furniture, if you're going up and down the hall or if you're going up and down your dining room, you can time yourself to see which bits of equipment you can do quickest. But again, it's all got to be done safely, but that's a bit of fun too. If it's not furniture, maybe you're not keen on moving the furniture, in which case quilts on the floor are really lovely. And this is where a parent sits on the quilt or another sibling. So I'm going to use my dear Stretchkins here. And they can lie on their backs. You can sit up. You can lie anywhere you want. And then you have a quilt and you take them round the house, downstairs, and you take them round the kitchen table, and you take them down the hall and back up. So you might not be removing furniture to somewhere, but you are removing or going on a journey, going on a trip, being a little tugboat, and you are the tugger and pulling someone around the house or around the room. Amazing traction, brilliant for muscle strength, especially if there's a fair bit of weight. And if nobody actually wants to sit on it, it's a really lovely movement because that's good linear vestibular. They get pulled through the air and they have to watch their balance. Brilliant reactions that have to be developed as you pull them along the floor. So it works both ways, whether you're the one pulling or whether you're the one sitting. And the other lovely thing for the person who's actually sitting on the quilt is that you can turn them round onto their front. So this is what we call prone extension, and we love it when it's like tummy time for babies. It's so important that they have that so we can develop those extensor muscles here. So if you lie them on their front, on the quilt, then their hands come up to hold onto you or hold onto something. So as you pull them, stretching isn't going to have enough weight, so I should just put this on here. So as you pull them, it's the equivalent of you pulling them on the quilt. And you are pulling into those shoulders. So obviously if someone has shoulder issues, that's not going to be a great one. But it is brilliant when you are pulling their body weight through their shoulders. And don't pull them by the little joints of the joints of the hands. Make sure you get a good grasp of the wrist as you pull them, if they're in that position where their hands are up and you are pulling, and you're pulling them on their front, on the floor. You can turn them round so that it's their feet that you're pulling. It's amazing how much it's such a lovely, lovely activity. So just a tugging on their legs as you pull them through the air, pull them across the floor on their feet. Again, watching any hip joints, any issues that you have there. So lovely, really, really lovely. And you can drag them backwards too. So it's about dragging, pushing, pulling, tugging. And the last one is our basket here. It's a similar idea to being in the quilt, but maybe there are little children or someone who can actually sit in a wash basket, and this is where they become the tugboat. So they can be sitting in the wash basket, or you can put heavy things in here if you don't want to be putting a child into the wash basket. And again, you can push them, you can be the little tugboat and take them round places and take them on a tour around the house. But it's lovely pushing. You'll have to pull them around some corners, just pushing and pulling. Something that's easy to have a go. But go and visit some nations, set up some corners of, maybe go to Italy and you go pray for those who are in Italy at the minute, or you go to Moldova and you pray for those who are in Moldova. You can set up little stations around your living room, around the dining room. So enjoy today, go tug something, someone, and I'll speak again soon.